What's up, guys? Welcome to another tutorial video with Nature's Spirit. You guys know me, I'm Thomas, and in today's video we're going to go into a pattern that I actually did a lot of commercial tying with. That's this guy right here. A Sea-Run bugger, some people know it as a shad dart. I did this for Puget Sound, and to kind of go into the favoritism of that pattern, other than a Marabou closure, that is the #1 pattern I tied commercially. And for everything from Sea-Run Cutthroat, Resident Coho there, did a handful of colors. And being over here, they've kind of expanded themselves in my box. So let's go ahead and get started. So on this guy, I am tying it on a Partridge Sea Prince. This is an equivalent to the Daiichi 2546. I really like this hook. And we're going to go ahead and get started here. So I'm just using some 95 denier fluorescent red thread on my Raid Zap Exact bobbin. Now thread-wise, I'm going to start this up front, and you can use, I'm going to use a barbell here, 5/32. You can use it with or without a pupil. I'm going to go without, and I am going to start that behind the eye, and I want the center of that barbell about one eye back from the back of that eye. The hook eye is what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll get this good and secure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And under loop. That should be good. We'll bring our thread to the back here. I'm going to go ahead and tilt that upside down. Take a little bit of super thin. Just boop, get a drop on there. Let that soak into the thread. That'll help keep the eye in place. And I do that pretty much with every barbell I tie on. And there we go. Alright, first up we want Marabou. We're actually going to do my #1 production color, which is the burnt orange. So we'll take one feather here. I'm going to go ahead and use the full feather for this, even though it's just the tail piece, because I do want a little bit of a fluffier tail. And I tie this shank length for the tail, maybe just a hair longer. And I do tie this on a longer shank hook. And there we go. Snapped it on the, snap the thread. We'll just keep that in the video. Happens to everybody. But that is another reason I like to glue down my eyes, because now I'm not trying to retie my eyes down. There we go. That shows how sharp that hook is. Let's try that again. Okay. A little shorter. Here we go. We'll just go like that, and now when I'm doing this, I'm going to pinch that thread with my finger and then bring it down. Here we go. 3, 4, 5. Bring this up, come forward, and wrap that down there. Keep that all on top, not creating bulk between the hook gap. We'll cut that off there. And now we're just going to give that a twist. Get that all secured down. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go with some crystal flash. I got some pink here. Use orange or brown or kind of whatever color you want to do. I kind of like using pink with this one, just because my body's actually more of a peach tone. There you go, get that secured. Okay, got a little flash on there. Next we're going to go Marabou again, but we're going peach, or well, apricot. Now with this, we're not actually using a full feather. I'm going to take and trim a section out, and that's all we're going to use. I'm going to take and wrap it down like this, give it 2 wraps, pull, and when I'm doing that, I can actually pull it pretty short. I don't have to cut anything. And I'm just going to bring my thread forward And what we're going to do is we're actually going to wrap this for our body. And because Marabou is not the strongest thing when it's wrapped, we're just going to apply just a wee bit of super glue. There we go. Love this stuff. Alright, so we'll just give this a wrap up, and I'm doing my best to try to keep it fairly even. The nice thing about that glue is it being a little thicker, the Marabou will grab it and actually pull it around the hook. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now to get that, we're just going to give that a twist, a trim, and do it when you wrap in Marabou, giving it a twist, and actually help kind of keep your tag end short. Next, I am going to go with some rubber legs. On my rubber legs, I like to match the main color with the fly. So here's an olive with more of a pumpkin olive. Here is a root beer on a longer shanked with more of a root beer color leg. And for the longer shank, what I'm actually using is the Partridge JS streamer. This is the C streamer. This is the number 8. The Sea Prince is the number 6. So what we're going to do here is take one rubber leg, fold it in half, trim it, and then we're going to take both pieces, and I'm going to go 2/3 back on the tail on one side. 2, 3. Bring it over and wrap down the other side. And I'll take these, bring them up, give them a trim. Boop. Perfect. Alright, last material. A Staz. I've gone through so much of this stuff on this pattern, it's ridiculous. You can use F&F as well. I love the jelly for it too, the UV stuff. I like that, especially when I'm tying some bigger ones or even some smaller ones because there's different sizes. And but went traditional with this on how I usually tie it with the Staz. So we'll get that tied in right in front. And we'll take this and we're going to go over the top, under, behind, over and across, back under, over the back, top, and then under and a full wrap underneath, just to really try to give that full head a good coat of a Staz around the dumbbell. Give a couple wraps to secure it. Give it a close cut. There we go. I'm going to pull all these back. 2, 3, 4. Push that in so we're not crowding the eye. Give it a nice tug. And we'll 1, 2, 3, 4. Do a whip finish. Give that a trim. Grab our super thin Raid Zap. If you guys wonder why I use this over bone dry, it's because I actually have a reaction to the bone dry. And I don't with this because this is organic. So that is soaked into the thread. We'll light that up. You can tell that body's nice and bright. And there you go. That is Gary Marston's Sea-Run Bugger. It is very simple, very effective from everything for, trout, of course, but bass, panfish, you name it. I've even tied a number of these for guys going down for bonefish and permit, and they've done pretty well on them. So give this one a shot, and let us know what you think. So, until next time, guys, we'll see you later.